and we're talking about how WWE and AEW could have better used all those guys they released last week. Give you our opinions, do some fantasy booking, and see how it goes. So, there were some releases last week.
Yeah, but we still ain't got signed.
I don't know, man. Miserable.
Personally, I blame Elwood.
Always.
But hey, it's a week free Elwood. So I'm good. Good. Elwood's off doing his own community service or some shit, I think.
Hey, Richard, we're doing great, man. How are you? Yeah, he's away. He didn't put in for a time off request, so
That's between you, him, and HR, which is you anyway. So it's between
yes,
you, and him.
between us.
Yep. All right. Where do you want to start with this?
Um, start with whoever you think is the most most established, most biggest fuck up.
Two pop off, but we're gonna go with the obvious one just because they were on a really good run over the last year or so with their tag team, Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I was really. This was the more shocking one
Mm-hmm.
because they were just tag team champions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you go from that to cutting one of the tag team members. I guess Alba Fire is gonna have a singles run. I don't know, but why you would get rid of Isla Dawn, I have no idea.
I'm right there with you. And typically, when it comes to WWE, at least for WWE, it's usually like the bottom 10% that they cut off. So some of these names on here make sense, but Isla, Good Brothers, hell, even fucking Sonya didn't make sense for me. But let's just start with Isla Dawn. The tag team worked.
Yeah,
Tag team worked well. It was one of those more unique feeling tag teams that women's division sorely needed.
yeah.
As far as what they could have done different, Booker put her out there. I mean, her and fucking Alba were over.
I don't know why they weren't consistently on TV.
I
Like their aura was good,
mm-hmm.
their whole gimmick was good. I don't understand.
I'm right there with you, dude. They would be great contenders to go against Naomi and fucking her name escapes me. I'm fucking tired. Bianca, yeah. Again, apologies. I'm working off like 5 hours of sleep since Wednesday. So apologies if I go blank between now and the end of the show. Don't ask me about pleasantries right now. But I'm right there with, she should have just been booked more.
Yeah.
Even if it's not every week, every other week, send her to the opposing brand, send her to fucking NXT. Let them fucking work. I mean, that's the thing with all of these fucking releases. That's going to be a common thing for me. Just let them work. But Isla, I mean, she had the gimmick, she had the look, she had the personality, she had the smile for sure. It really sucks because between her and Alba, I was always more of an Isla fan, especially since she came up to the main roster. So it was one of those what the fuck things.
Yeah. I thought she was the better one of the two. She's definitely the hotter one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. Why couldn't, I think because they just had the titles that I think Bianca and Jade won it from them.
Let me pull up when they lost the titles.
I'm pretty sure they lost it to Naomi and not hey Andrew.
It was Jade at the time.
Jade, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they Bianca and Jade won them from the Unholy Union. That was their tag team name.
Yeah. So why
August 31st of last year.
So why wouldn't this is my fantasy booking? Why wouldn't it make sense to have them be the one who tossed Jade off that? Why couldn't they be the heels to their baby faces? I think I know the answer because I think Naomi is the one who threw her off.
Well, they made a very heavy insinuation of it was Liv and Raquel over on SmackDown.
Oh, they just did. They just did. Yes.
But it was never like solid proof. It was just a
video of her walking away.
Yeah, them walking away.
Which I don't think, if they turn out to be the ones who did it, that wasn't the plan at the beginning.
No,
not a fucking chance.
But I'm right there with you with that fantasy booking. But it would have to make sense though.
Yeah,
I mean, they lost them in August of last year, like right at the end of August, 1st of September. So from there to now, that's what, 5-6 months?
Yeah, but how long has Jade been out since?
Jade's been out
since the beginning of December.
They just had that. All the way back down. Naomi took over the title reign from Jade December 13th.
Okay, so September, October, November. I mean, I guess it would be a long pause in the storyline, but still, I think it makes more sense.
But right offhand, we don't know how many times Unholy Fire, Unholy Union, or whatever, and Jade and Bianca worked in between that 5-month time span.
Right.
Obviously, they had the rematch. Obviously, they didn't win the rematch. So, how many number one contender matches did they work? How many times were there one-on-ones between each other? We don't know this right offhand, and I'm too fucking tired to look it up. Honestly.
Yeah, no.
But for you, your fantasy booking, I can see that because I can see them being great fucking heels. Because when Isla first came onto the main roster, she was a heel stalking Alba Fire.
Yeah.
And then they kind of just like went, oh well, I can't beat you. I'm gonna fucking join you. And
right.
It got over.
Yeah, I mean it's I think that would have been a nice twist. There's definitely something they could have done. I mean, they're filling 3 fucking hours now
On every show.
And you telling me there can't be one more female tag match? Really?
Well, they were shoving them down our throats. How often before?
I mean, now that they're actual tag teams, not like 2 chicks thrown together.
Yeah, which is still near and far. But I like how they kind of did the whole thing of, the NXT and the WWE women's tag belts kind of merged into one thing, so now the NXT teams work.
Dorothy's asking about you.
I'm holding up for the best part. I'm taking the best I can. We're still in the process of dealing with the arrangements, which has been a very, very heavy toll, so to speak, over the past few days. But I'm gonna get through it. He was one of my biggest supporters for this, especially. He was always one of those that had listened to the show, so it's gonna be weird not having our weekly conversations of what we talked about.
Yeah, but we really appreciate all the support
Yeah.
that he's gotten from you guys. Thank you so much. And yeah. So, but I think Dawn and Fire were a really good tag team. They had a great finish.
The gory bomb into the flatliner.
Yeah.
Kind of looked kind of similar to what we were working on before.
Yeah. Really good tag team finish, which I think that is like the first major step to being a real tag team. Is having a tag team finish.
It's up there for me, but my thing for a tag team is the chemistry between the two.
Yeah.
Like for us, I mean, we've gone over this ad nauseum at this point over the past. Holy shit, it's going on 2 years. Dude, in 2 days, it's 2 years.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary! So this is now the second anniversary show. Fuck it.
Yeah.
for me, if I can't get along with the guy that I'm tagging with, it's not gonna work. It don't matter how much we practice shit, go over shit, sit down and talk about it. I need that kind of chemistry of I can look at you and you can look at me and you know exactly what's about to happen.
Well, that comes with time, but I think at the beginning, to make the crowd think you're a tag team, it's a coordinated look and a tag team finisher.
Well, we never had the coordinator look down pat, except for the obvious thing. But for us, it was never really the look; it was the attitude.
Right.
It was how we gave ourselves off to the crowd, and that's always meant more to me than just having a devastating double move. Which we've gone through. Tent. We've had that double spine buster. We're talking about the H bomb now. So, I mean, we can flip moves in and out all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's always the chemistry and the camaraderie.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why the greats are the greats. I mean, FTR, they probably never have to call anything for each other. It's just...
It's right there. It's just like the Dudleys. It's like the Hardys. Edge and Christian when they were tagging. Motor City Machine Guns. Shit. Imagine having to fucking call a shit with your partner on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you just got to know what y'all doing, when y'all doing, and what each other's thinking. And I mean, for tag teams like us that are big Brody looking motherfuckers that don't do a lot of fancy shit, it's kind of second nature at this point between you, me, and Rip.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think it's a shame. Or do you think... I don't know where she'll end up. Because I don't know much, if anything, about her as a singles competitor.
No. The obvious thing would be she'd go back to the UK.
Yeah.
And work the UK indie shows. Which technically she could do now. Because your 90-day no-compete clause is for, like, television deal. You can go work the India.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get televised or thrown on YouTube or some shit like that by that company, you can go work. That would be the easiest thing. Maybe
Rev Pro. Maybe go take that belt
Rev
off
Pro,
her
Progress,
Mercedes.
shit like that. I can see that.
What do we write about, Asher? Appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I don't necessarily see her going to like MLW or GCW or something like that because I don't know her visa status because of this.
Yeah.
If her visa status is more of a permanent deal, maybe she'll work those shows, but I don't see her really ending up in AEW because she didn't really make that big of a splash in WWE to kind of become that gimmick.
Oop.
Maybe TNA. I'd say the highest she would go is TNA right now.
Yeah, and are you familiar with her as a singles competitor?
Not really. Like, my first glimpse ever was in NXT when I was NXT 2.0,
and
I was rolling my eyes quite a bit, but, hot-looking gingers on fucking TV. I'm going to stop and watch it for a minute.
Just a pause,
I mean, but she's a good technical wrestler. She knows her shit. Nothing really ever popped out to me other than, like, her gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would tend to think Rev Pro would be her best shot right now. Maybe some Japan later on.
Again, that goes to the visa status.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Who you got next?
Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way because I think this was going to be short, quick, and to the point. Electra Lopez.
Jack asked you to put the cap on.
I don't want to wear the cap right. Maybe when we come back from a commercial break.
Is his head too white? Is that the problem?
Probably.
Are you getting a glare?
I did buff it last night.
Yeah, it's quite pasty.
You know, just for you. There we go. That worked. Maybe it's one of those things where they think we're talking to each other, like you're talking to yourself on the vertical chat.
That motherfucker. Yo, I gotta tell this story real quick. We're gonna tell the story, go to a commercial, and then come back with more booking.
All right.
So, we're streaming live on both horizontal and vertical. So we get vertical clips to do TikTok and Instagram and shit. And I guess we were wearing something similar. We must have been wearing gimmick shirts or something. What you
No,
were?
I think it was the show that me and you both had a hoodie on because it was so fucking cold in here.
Might have been that. And Draven wasn't wearing a shirt. I mean, he wasn't wearing his hat, and it was where like I'm on top and he's on the bottom.
If you're watching the vertical, you understand.
Yeah. And it's some dude was like, for a minute, I thought it was one dude talking to himself.
Jesus fuck.
So funny. What you gonna do, Jack?
Do something. Let us know, brother. Let us know.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to throw it to our first commercial break, and we will be right back.
Good buddy.
Let me introduce you to our new sponsor, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Check this out. They sent us this huge box of samples with all these amazing flavors, from traditional flavors like the OG and ranch to unique flavors like cinnamon churro and my favorite, backyard barbecue.
Absolutely, man. Let's not forget the garlic parmesan, the cracked black pepper, and my personal favorite, the maple brown sugar. It is grade A, phenomenal, my guy.
So me, Draven, and Miner all sat down, went through all these flavors. Of course, we each had our favorite, but one thing we agreed on, this is an amazing brand. If you're a sunflower seed eater, definitely need to check this out. If you're not a sunflower seed eater, you still need to check these out because they got a flavor that you like, without question. Miner's favorite was dill pickle. I like the barbecue. Use the link in the description and enjoy.
Kevin, stay on top of that. Let us know.
Yeah. All right, figure it out, Kevin.
Yep.
Let me start all that over again because I didn't have my fucking microphone turned on. So we remind everybody about our YouTube memberships. We have 3 tiers starting as low as 99 cents. Check them out. There's a join button right under this region here. Just hit that. You'll see what 3 options there are, and help us out. So Kevin, you're on the case, trying to see what Jack's doing. I appreciate that very much.
Yep.
And
fuck. Like when you go to another commercial break, goddamn, I'm about to bust one of these fucking bottles open today. All right, back to fucking business. Electra Lopez. This one's gonna be a short, sweet, and to the point.
I don't know anything about this chick other than I saw her in NXT a couple of times, but the only thing that she's known for is being Escobar's chick, arm candy.
No, I've always had one word whenever this came up on our group chats and shit.
Who? Yeah.
Like, to me, that makes sense for a fucking release. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who you are. I don't know your gimmick or anything like that.
She's literally not doing anything. She's just walking around with the Garzas.
Then bye.
Yeah. I think it's much easier to stomach a valet getting axed than a talent.
It depends on the talent, though.
Depends on the valet. Depends on the talent. But
now, if Scarlett would have got released, that'd been a problem for me.
We don't see them enough anyway.
No, I mean I follow them on social media, so like they do a lot of their story building through their social media account. So I'm good for it. I'm good. I'm there for it, man.
I got you.
Okay, so what could she have done other than get booked more?
Actually get booked, maybe. Work on her wrestling craft. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about her. I don't know if she was good or not. Obviously, she wasn't stellar. She wouldn't have been a... Jack, thank you so much, bro.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. We need to get like a special sound effect for when we get new members. We got something. Hold on. Don't do Benzito.
The Crusher.
Look, that name is like Russo's name on the Cornette show. It's not getting called out anymore.
That's for you, Draven. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Make sure you take advantage of those perks, Jack. All right, because if you go down in the community posts in the members only, there's a link to a special merch store just for members. You get everything at cost.
Did you put all the new shirts on the membership site?
No.
He's gonna put the fucking Draven Grimes shirt on the member site just for you at some point today or this week.
Yeah. So the normal merch store is the link in the description. But if you're a Heel Faction member, you will get a link to, you know what it is.
At this point,
Get a link to the merch that's at cost for the members.
all right. Next, this would be great. A Giovanni Vinci,
Dude. I don't.
Hit your pen one more time before we talk.
I'm a little torn on this one, I gotta admit.
I mean, he was getting for his second repackage in a 6-month time frame.
Kevin, if you remove the chat, ask and ye shall receive. Now, I don't give a fuck how many super chats you buy. Nothing else is coming off. All right, Draven will not be disrobing in this fucking office.
That already happened once. My bad. To be fair, the Eiffel Tower was involved.
Well.
She got the French tickler, so to speak. Oh, wait. All right, back to business. Giovanni Vinci.
Dude, they could have done something good with Giovanni. They really could have, and let me explain.
Cook.
He left the Imperium how dissolving faction members always leave the Imperium.
Correct.
Right? He got beat out. He went away. I didn't say beat off. I said beat out.
Same thing.
He was jumped out of the gang. And then he went away.
Mm-hmm.
Nettie, thank you so much. He went to SmackDown. They made a big deal about him going to SmackDown.
Yes.
They ran these vignettes about they repackaged him and he was coming. Then he shows up with all the fanfare and gets fucking squashed.
What fanfare?
Well, with all the vignettes and everything.
I'm about to say, ain't no fan was going to SmackDown going, I hope I get to see Giovanni Vinci today.
Well, no, of course not. But they could have, they hyped him up just to squash him. They threw their fucking money away. Making these vignettes and not even giving the guy a chance.
Well, to be fair, they did the same thing with Malachi before he got released.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know if he's really German.
I couldn't answer that for you.
Or Austrian, but...
No, the name sounds Italian. Fuck it. Keep talking, I'm looking.
But if he's not, just change his persona. Make him come out as an American. Just a different... Because... How you doing, though, man? It's like...
He's Italian.
Is he from Italy?
From South Tyrol, Italy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He is Italian.
Who's gonna have that accent anyway, but...
He was trained by Alex Wright. All right, that explains everything. That explains the release.
So, I mean, if you look at him...
Does he do the dance, though?
He's a good-looking guy.
Okay.
He's got a good physique.
I'm not debating any of that.
Hey, Kevin, thank you so much. All right, so it's like... He's a good-looking guy. He's got the physique. He's a European, so he probably has some wrestling chops.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was wrong. I think how they fucked him up. I think how they fucked him up is how they his last few months with Imperium really fucked him up. They started treating him like he was goofy. They started, it wasn't like he didn't go out manly.
But I was kind of okay with that, knowing that he was going to be kicked out of that particular faction. But once the kick out should have happened, he shouldn't have fucking disappeared and got repackaged. He should have turned fucking baby, got serious, and went after fucking Ludwig.
Right.
Because obviously, if you put him against Gunther, he's not gonna obviously go over on that. But there was a chance for him and Ludwig to have a fucking good damn match. Why they didn't go that route, which I guess is the traditional route, at least for a booker, we'll never fucking know. But turning him into an Italian playboy.
Yeah.
Like, I had shades of Alberto Del Rio.
Dude,
and like, what the fuck?
Every time they do that like sports car, playboy, nice pools, all those that person never worked.
Alberto did, though. I'll give him that. He did become world champion, and he was one of the most over heels in that era. So, I'll give Alberto that one. But anything after that, the playboy gimmick, never fucking worked.
Never.
It's Botrix. Solus Lupus 1 has joined the Hill faction, my guy.
All right. Let's see. All right.
You about knowing Giovanni?
Yeah, I don't know that he goes anywhere. He goes back to Italy and wrestles.
I'm good with that.
I don't need to see him.
No. All right, so let's see. We did that one. Fuck that one. Let's go and get Sonya out the way. Sonya Deville.
I love Sonya.
Dude, she was getting a massive push with that 3-person group.
Yeah, they were getting a push. She was the ringleader.
She had a great showing at the Rumble.
She had a great showing at the Rumble. She's always been a good worker. She's a legit fighter.
Mm-hmm.
She did great and was hated as the SmackDown GM.
Yeah.
But she did a good job being a cunt.
Yeah.
Like she definitely did a great job.
But here's the thing, at least for her, I believe this is the only one out of these releases. She's the only one that they're not renewing the contract.
Right.
So she's under contract still for another 12 days.
Right. And the good thing about that is she doesn't have a non-compete. Her contract is just going to end, and then she's free.
Where does she go from there? Because she was one of those
female
athletes that got built up in NXT.
Know what I could see?
Don't say it.
I've been talking about, ever since the Death Riders began, I've been saying, who comes in to check that chick? Who comes in to check Marina Shafir?
To be fair, I thought you were going to go Stardom. That's why I said don't bring that up.
No, they've had this menace in the Death Riders that nobody can touch because she's attacking men, but nobody's touching her back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who are they going to bring in to deal with that issue? Originally, I thought maybe Beth Phoenix.
She's still on a Legends contract.
Yeah.
Originally, I thought Chris Statlander. I don't even know what the fuck she's doing right now.
She's in title contention.
She's posted on my Instagram feed. I know that much. My God.
Yeah, she had a good match on Dynamite. So that's kind of what I've been wondering is who can they bring in to combat Marina Shafir
and make it look halfway legitimate.
And make it look legit, and she can do that.
I agree with that.
She could be perfect in that role. If she come in like a if she can come in and be like a legit badass and bring her MMA skills into the ring, she would be perfect for that.
And it kind of ties in with I'm gonna call him Edge. I don't care. I can't break 20 years. It kind of works in with Edge because Sonya and Beth outside of WWE are really good friends. Mm-hmm. So it'd be one of those things where my wife made a phone call.
Yeah.
And I now owe this person a favor because of my wife.
Because Cope and Moxley have their match at the next pay-per-view, and I think that's in late March. So she could pop up in the meantime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she could pop up the first of fucking March. I mean,
right.
There's nothing stopping her because
I mean she'd have to pop up before the pay-per-view.
I'd say she just pop up at the pay-per-view.
Do that.
And at that point, have Edge go over.
I think that would be a great place to put her.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'll give her something to do right out the fucking gate. I'll give Shafir a fucking spot on the card other than just being a fucking valet, so to speak. Let her fucking work. Because she can work.
She can work.
She can work. But side note real quick, and this is more of a nitpick thing, AEW announcers, ring announcers more specifically, when you're announcing Edge to the ring, could you do it like you used to do Sting and go, "This is Cope," instead of just going, "Cope"? What the fuck am I coping with at this point? Disappointment?
Say the rated R superstar Cope.
I don't know why they just didn't let him fucking just keep his full name. Obviously
they didn't want him. I mean, he was the one who wanted to change.
I don't get it though.
I don't get it either.
I mean, at this point, just call him Dull. Like the name thing just throws me off. Like, or even just keep it as Copeland.
Yeah,
Just the Cope.
I thought Adam Copeland was fine.
Yeah, or even just Copeland. Like, pull the Vince McMahon thing and just take away the first name. That makes sense. But just calling him Cope, like that just seems like, you know, if we're out and we're like, "Hey Dark," or "Hey Dre," or like, we're not gonna get fucking announced like that.
I mean, he trademarked the name himself. It was his idea, so I don't know.
It was not a good idea.
What it is, but yeah, no, I think that would be a great place for. All right.
I want to put all three of these in the same thing because they all work together. AOP and Paul Ellering. I know we kind of talked about it on WIW with Edgar from Snug. Paul, just give him a Legends deal. Let him ride off into the sunset. He doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't need to be.
He's earned his
there.
place.
Yeah. But that shit about him saying that they would be the next LOD.
I'm saying that's the dementia kicking in.
It's got to be the dementia.
Dementia, Alzheimer's, something. As far as AOP goes, here's my problem. When they were in NXT the first time.
Hold on a second.
What?
Samuel, if he does that, you're gonna subscribe?
What?
The Draven, can you bite your microphone for a subscriber?
To be fair, I've done that for less, especially when I'm having to argue with this motherfucker.
I'll let you know what he said.
Yeah, that's fine. Here's the problem with Authors of Pain. When they were NXT that first run, when they were a dominant heel tag team, just going through people, that made sense. When they got called up to the main rosters, like everything else, they got fucking dog washed. Let's put mask on, let's put fucking army gear on them or shit like that. It didn't make sense. They were still trying to be that tag team, but they were also fucking bumping a lot more than they needed to.
Yeah.
This run, when they came back, they should have came back with a new style, a new way to wrestle, and quit trying to rely on the good old shit. Because they immediately came back with Paul Ellering, didn't fucking work. They got put with Final Testament, that didn't fucking work. And correct me if I'm wrong, when's the last time they worked a match prior to getting released? I can't tell you.
I think they were in a group match. I think we were in the group match with the Final Testament.
You talking about that one with the Wyatt 6 months ago?
Yeah.
That's it?
I think so.
So what was the point of even keeping them on the roster? This was one of those good calls. They're not being used. Let them go away. If they're serious about wanting to come back, learn a fucking new hold. Learn a fucking new way of working. You know, get a new style. That's the beauty of, you know, getting released. Fucking Cody Rhodes did it. Drew McIntyre did it. They went away, reinvented themselves, came back and became even bigger because they didn't rely on the same old bullshit.
Yeah, let's take big bites out of our microphone. Hey.
Are we really? We really doing this?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I muted that before I screamed. That is. What did we do that for?
Delicious.
Why did we do that for?
I don't know. They wanted it, so we did it.
Are they going to subscribe?
Oh, you better.
You better. Ow, I think I chipped a tooth. All right. So.
All right, Samuel. Game. Ball's in your court. I better see a subscription.
Yep. So Paul Ellering, Legends contract. Let him just. He's done enough. He doesn't need to go out there and work every week. Authors of Pain. Just evolve.
Yeah,
basically.
Evolve.
You ain't got to reinvent yourself. Just evolve that gimmick of your tag team to the next step.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to learn to fucking eat some shit because this is the 2020s. Nobody's gonna want a tag team just go through and slaughter everybody.
Colin, I have no idea what's happening, bro. We're having a good time talking wrestling, talking to y'all.
Listen, I've had a shit week, and this is the best day I've had since last week. So let me enjoy.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's see. We got.
But no, AOP, and I don't see them going anywhere.
They didn't go anywhere last time.
They went and scammed a whole bunch of people.
That's what I was about to get to. Like, they were getting booked, but they did no shows, and that was over in the UK.
Well, they had tried to put together an entire show, and they had booked a shit ton of people, and at the last minute, we can't have the show. We don't have any money.
Ricky Autistic was involved, wasn't he?
He must have been.
Goddamn. You know what? I think one day we're going to have that show to explain the Ricky Autistic shit. Like, we kind of had like one years ago when we first started kind of giving an outline of what happened and why we feel that way about this certain individual. But I think coming up in the next week or two, we just need to have that talk so people can understand that reference.
Samuel, you say you did it, but it didn't register up in the chat, bro.
It's all right. All right. So we got two more. So let's go ahead and go to commercial real quick. We'll knock out these two because these two are going to be more of a conversation thing.
Okay.
And then we'll hit the AEW release.
We will be right back. Havoc Energy Drink is the energy drink for gamers and streamers by gamers and streamers. Not only does it have the B vitamins and caffeine that you're used to in your energy drinks, but it also has a healthy dose of creatine for mental acuity to help you win that next game or focus through that next stream. Go to tryhavocenergy.com and enter the code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Again, that is tryhavocenergy.com. Enter the code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. And if you use the link in the description, you can get your first month of a new Amazon Music Unlimited subscription completely free. You can cancel anytime. It's only $10.99 a month after your free month. Use the link in the description. Get unlimited access to over 100 million songs at the click of a button and your first month on the Heel Shit Podcast. We back.
Your shit's unmuted, right? Like, you don't have to go through
unmuted.
a whole another spiel.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So last two, I feel, are the talking points, at least for us, because we've talked about it off air, and I kind of want to get it on air. Let's go ahead and get this one out the way. Cedric Alexander.
I've always really liked Cedric Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
He's got great athleticism. He's a good worker.
He's not that good on the mic.
He does not have good mic skills, for sure. He does not have good mic skills, and he hasn't really had a good gimmick. Like the African gimmick when he went back to NXT was not good.
That's Apollo that you're thinking of.
No.
Cedric did it too?
When he went back to NXT after the between the Hurt Business shit.
See, I missed all that.
Yeah.
Okay. See, because they did the similar thing with Apollo Crews. When he did, like, he went to the main roster, kind of fouled up, so he went back to NXT, and they did this South African gimmick, and he had Akeem. Not Akeem.
I'm going to have to look.
It's one of the guys that did the NXT Underground shows as his backup, General something. Anyway, for me, he was always, and know my heart, not my words on this, okay? He was always meant to be a white meat babyface. Meaning he was always supposed to be the good guy to always overcome. He was like, to me, he was what AJ Styles was in 2003, 2004. If that makes sense. Like, he's just that kind of personality. Didn't need to talk much, let his work speak for him, and always overcome the bad guy in the end. When he got signed with Hurt Business, I thought it was a fantastic choice. Kind because it showed that he could do a heel. He got put with MVP, which is one of the best talkers in the game right now. He got put with guys that he can learn from. Even though Cedric's been around for a good 10, 15 years, he got put with Shelton Benjamin, which is, I'll say it, the best pure fucking athlete in wrestling today.
I guess I was wrong. It must have been Paulo. I can't find anything.
That's fine. And then he got put with Bobby Lashley, who is a multi-sports champion.
Yeah, Jillian, ladies can say anything you want, for
Hell
sure.
yeah, absolutely. So for Cedric to get released, I was actually happy to hear that because he hasn't been doing much since the Hurt Business thing failed. And with the Hurt Syndicate over on AEW, taking off like it is, all MVP really has to do is like, hey, can we bring him in? He was part of this original fucking 4-way.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like business as usual. If not, definitely see him in MLW. I could see him go back to TNA. I could see him work some Ring of Honor shit. GCW, I mean, he could fit in there. Like, he's so fucking talented. His only flaw is the lack of mic skills.
True.
So either way, I'm okay with that. But as far as what they could have done better, turn him babyface and let him go on a mid-card title run.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing you could do.
Thing. Yeah. And I think he can go, like I said, I think he can go pretty much anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say TNA until, thank you, Robert. I wouldn't necessarily put him in AEW unless he had a mouthpiece.
No, the only sensible thing for AEW is put him with the Hurt Syndicate.
Well, yeah.
Let that just be business as usual.
Yeah. Which is what they might do.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Because to me, and this might just be me listening to Cornette and shit, but when Hurt Syndicate comes out, you're looking at fucking stars among fucking stars.
Yeah.
They are a big deal. Granted, they're only the tag team champions right now, but their aura, their personas, their presence makes you feel like you're looking at a star.
Yeah.
Whereas you put another three-person group out there, sort of the Death Riders, like, oh, couple workers. But fucking Hurt Syndicate coming out there to deal with that shit, it's mayhem. It's chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. And that will build Cedric up even more. You could probably see him do a Continental title run at some point. Once Okada says, fucking, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So, last but not least, it's the weather. The Good Brothers. Temu.com TFK. I kid. I love Carl Anderson and fucking Doc Gallows. They are one of the best fucking duos ever in the ring and out of the ring. They get a lot of flack for not doing a lot of technical shit because they're more brawlers.
You just got proposed to.
Who?
Jillian. She said, Draven, will you marry me? As in, like, officiate your wedding? Like,
email me at hillshitpodcast@gmail.com. We can talk.
we need bio and pictures sent to hillshitpodcast@gmail.com.
Just let you know, all your information is going to get ran through by my attorney. So it's proofread. We can talk about that later. But the Good Brothers, some of the best talkers in the game, bar none. If you've ever listened to their podcast, Talk It Shop, fucking great shit, dude. A lot of those names that I used to put on my chat was fucking from them.
Simmer down, guys.
What happened?
You're not getting yeses that easily. Like,
I didn't say no either.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying I got to do some research.
Yeah, that's it. We need a full 2-page bio and various pictures from various angles.
God damn it. Just let y'all know I do have access to the Hillshit Podcast email, so you don't have to worry about creepers, so to speak. God damn it. All right. Gallows and Anderson. Let's get serious with this.
Dude, where couldn't they go? They've been fucking everywhere.
That's it. They can go anywhere.
They can go absolutely anywhere.
But What was the fucking problem with WWE? They got too attached to the club shit.
Yep.
It was always
The
either
whole
with
OC
Balor.
shit.
It was either with Balor or if it was with AJ, because they always went back to talking about Bullet Club without talking about Bullet Club.
Yeah. Every
fucking
single
go to
time.
Japan and be a part of Bullet Club again. Fuck.
I don't fucking know why they do that.
I don't know.
Like the Good Brothers are well known.
Oh yes.
They don't have to fucking get a rub off of AJ and
no.
They've done that.
Oh, remember this though. Gallows and Anderson were in Bullet Club before AJ was even considered. They helped start Bullet Club with fucking Balor. Carl Anderson, Bad Luck Fale, and Finn Balor, also known as Fergal Devitt, were the original 3 members of Bullet Club. I hate to burst your bubbles about Kenny Omega and the Young Fucks. They came in after. Mm-hmm. It was always Bad Luck Fale, Balor, and fucking Carl Anderson that started the Bullet Club. So here's the problem with WWE. This was one of those nostalgia things where they thought if they got shit that looked close to fucking Bullet Club, because remember the OC logo looked damn close to a Bullet Club logo. They thought they could do that, they can run the merch shit. Bullet Club's still outselling anything OC because it's fucking Bullet Club. At this point, they should have got themselves as far away from it as possible as far as Bullet Club. Let them be their own fucking entity, kind of like how they did the Good Brothers in TNA before the AEW TNA thing, and let them fucking run rabid. Because they're great as a fucking tag team. And it's not because they do the flippy shit. They don't. It's because of their psychology. They know how to do tag team wrestling. Similar to how FTR knows how to do tag team wrestling. It's not just a bunch of fucking scrambled eggs. There's a psychology to that shit. It's like if me and you went in there with the fucking Dudleys and fucking 2002 era Dudley boys, it would fucking be a fucking barn burner. And that's what they can do. They can work with any tag team in any style, make it make sense.
Absolutely.
But for me, my first thing is TNA. I want to see them in TNA. If they don't go to TNA, I want to see them go back to New Japan.
Jillian, I'm not going to be your second choice, mama. You asked Draven first. She's asking to marry me now.
Eiffel Tower?
Jesus Christ.
the old French dip? Oh, oui, oui.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, what your thoughts on the Good Brothers, my guy?
I think they're amazing. I think they've been complete. I wouldn't even sign back with WWE again if I were them. Like they fumbled them twice now.
Only if they had some creative control on it.
It's crazy how that you can fumble these guys who have been champions everywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. Did they ever win a WWE Tag Championship?
They won the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Did they?
Yes, they did. Back when it was those fucking red and blue strap tag titles.
Oh, geez.
But it's technically still a tag team title win.
Yeah, technically. It just doesn't... To supposedly be so smart in this game, like even Triple H couldn't book him right. Like I don't
think Triple H really tried with him. I think it was more of an afterthought. When AJ's on top, who's behind him? Fucking Gallows and Anderson. When AJ needs to cool down, who's behind him? Buddy. Let's be real. That last incarnation of the OC with AJ, Doc Gallows, and Mia Yim, or whatever the fuck they want to call her, who's the only one that was still working TV consistently? Fucking Mia.
Yep.
Not even AJ was working. And I understand he had an injury, but that's never stopped WWE at some point, at least bringing them for a part-time pay-per-view interview gig or some shit.
Yeah.
Me is the only one that was consistent from that version of the OC to be working. Now, granted, AJ Styles is back with his rightful fucking theme music, and I can't be more happy about that. He'll need his fucking horse meat dealer. If you hear something, guys, let me know about that.
Homie's got the best horse meat dealer in the business.
Yes, he does. Jesus Christ.
I think him and Randy cornered the market.
But right now, AJ's on a cold start. He's starting from fucking scratch to rebuild a storyline.
Right. Sorry, guys. I don't think anybody's going to get married from the chat. Got a whole...
The day is young.
The day is young. Yep.
All right. So, got the AEWs. We want to bother running one more ad before we get into it, or? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and one more ad, and then we'll go through the AEW ones.
Yeah.